A quick recap of Cardano 360, the Djed stablecoin launch is imminent, and did the Cardano network go down last week? Let's take a look in the weekly report. Welcome back to Woodland Pools. Today it's time for the weekly report. Let's jump in. The last week of the month means Cardano 360. So what we'll do is, as always, we'll go over the highlights with you here, and then down below, we'll provide direct links to these different chapters so you can dig into any more of them in detail. So we started off with Emurgo's USDA and their new financial platform Anzens. Now once USDA is launched, anybody can go to any of the multiple dexes that we have here on Cardano, and you can swap any of your Cardano native assets for USDA, but you can also go straight to the Anzens website, and they'll provide an on-ramp and off-ramp where you can actually go straight from fiat currency to USDA. Their goal is that in addition to just providing a stablecoin, they want to provide a way to actually link the legacy financial system into cryptocurrency in a secure and audited way. Now, since USDA is a fiat-backed stablecoin, the idea is that for every USDA token that you have, there should be $1 backing it in a reserve somewhere. And so what the Anzen team announced is what they're going to do for full transparency is they're going to have monthly attestations by a third-party auditor that's going to make sure those reserves do line up with the amount of USDA that's been minted. And additionally, moving forward, they're going to provide API access to be able to view those resources so anybody could come in and view the actual funds sitting in the account tied to how much USDA is minted. And then you could imagine that sites like Tap Tools or any other community sites could tap into these APIs, and then that would provide information for any user to be able to come and view the current state of the backing of the stablecoin. Next, there was a refresher of the Edinburgh Decentralization Index, basically an initiative by the University of Edinburgh to be able to quantify what does decentralization actually mean across different blockchains. Their goal is to come up with a standard assessment methodology, and then from there, rank all of the top however many blockchains in order from most to least decentralized. Now, this was just an overview of the goal of the project, and there was also a clip from a much longer interview with Charles and the chief scientist at IOG. We'll cover this more when some of these results actually start coming out, but if you want more information on this, feel free to dig into the full interview. We'll also link it down below. From there, they had the Building on Cardano section where they spoke with the team from Genius Yield and Paribus. But for us, let's go ahead and move on to the next big set of announcements that the Djed stablecoin powered by Cody, the launch of this is imminent. So at this point, we're on the order of hours before Djed launches. If you follow us on Twitter, we'll make sure to retweet as soon as that comes out. But for those looking to mint some Djed or Shen, this is right around the corner. Next, if you're a fan of Book.io, their next airdrop is about to happen. The snapshot for the Adventure series is going to be on February 1st at midnight UTC. So make sure that you have all of your Adventure series books in the same wallet, and if you have any of them listed on JPEG Store or anything like that, you take them off for this snapshot. And finally, by now you've probably at least heard something about this, but last week there was a transaction that was submitted on the Cardano network, and when the different nodes that were propagating it and validating it interacted with it, most of them crashed upon receiving it. Now, this is definitely a huge concern in terms of what were the contents of that transaction. Can it be reproduced again by a malicious actor? Was this a malicious attack at all to begin with? And so to dispel some of these fears immediately, let's go ahead and just talk about some high-level things to keep in mind. One, it does not appear to be a malicious attack. It looks like it was some kind of a malformed transaction that went through. Two, it only seemed to affect about 50% of the nodes on the network. Three, most of them, including the ASPEN stake pool nodes, immediately recovered on their own automatically. And four, during this time, the network did not go down. Transactions continued to go through, and everything kind of just kept working like normal. Honestly, the only reason anybody even found out about this is because we have such an open and vocal stake pool operator community that all of us, as soon as we got notifications of our nodes going down, all immediately started talking about like what the hell's going on here. And that once again is a testament to the quality of the community we have here on Cardano. First of all, I want to give credit to Pride here because this infographic, I think, perfectly dispels some of the FUD that was going on. This was not a Solana situation where everything had to be turned off and then some master switch controlled by 3 or 4 people turned off the whole network and then rebooted it. This was a transient issue that affected, about half the nodes. The large majority immediately recovered and the network continued functioning with no global outage, and all end users basically had no idea until their stake pool operators made them aware that, hey, by the way, this happened, but everything is continuing to work as expected. And along those lines, the first people to immediately to dig into this were the Cardano stake pool operators themselves. The bug that was submitted to IOG with all the detail and lots of other people added additional information to it was initially submitted by Smog at pool.pm, once again showing why it was well deserved that they won most impactful single stake pool operator. So thank you to Smog for putting this together. And then from this point, everything moved really quickly. The IOG team then set up some dedicated servers to make packet captures to look for this kind of issue in the future. And with the help of the community members like Smog, Andrew Westberg, Pi from Sunday Swap was in here at 1.2. In less than a week, we got a new Cardano-node version 135.5 that addresses this issue. It's available right now, and check with your stake pool operator to see if they've already upgraded to 135.5. We're actually going to be upgrading the ASPEN servers this afternoon to this latest version, but it's important that we all move to this version as quickly as possible to make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again. And I think the big takeaway here for us to keep in mind, if we take a step back and look at this at a high level, is let's look at what actually happened. All software development has bugs. It's just a part of writing code. And this bug in the Cardano network, some servers went down, some didn't, most came back, no one noticed, and it was fixed in under a week. Where some people are trying to make this seem like a disaster thing, like, oh, Cardano is just like Solana. For me personally, this kind of response, both from the community getting everything together and IOG responding immediately with an upgrade, and then stake pool operators taking that and immediately upgrading all of their nodes, for me makes me even more bullish and excited in the community we have and Cardano's strength moving forward. And then along those lines, talking about how excited I am about Cardano and the Cardano community, I'm happy to announce that I was just asked by the Cardano Foundation to officially be a Cardano Ambassador. What can I say? It's an awesome honor. I'm obviously a huge fan of the Cardano ecosystem, been putting these videos together for about 2 years now, and whether or not I had this awesome shirt, I would keep doing all of this stuff anyway, but it's really cool to see the recognition from the Cardano Foundation. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. We're going to continue doing the stuff that we've been doing and serving the Cardano ecosystem as best we can and helping keeping all of you informed with everything that's going on. So thank you so much to everybody that supported us along the way and helped us grow to this point and sharing learnings back and forth. Let's keep growing together. The network is stronger than ever. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Let me know what you're most excited about. And if nothing else, we'll see you next week.